What's up, guys? Notorious here. Today, I'm going to be presenting you guys a little bit of demolition on Metro. This is Ari's gameplay. You guys know the drill. Let's get this video started now. I've been having problems with this video. This is about the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2016. I was trying to go through all the players I think that were going to be in the Hall of Fame this year, but it's going to take like 30 minutes if I make this video. I don't want to bore you guys to death, so I'm going to try to condense this video as short as I can, and I'm going to try to make this like 15 or 14 minutes long. So, if you guys can bear with me and watch this whole video, thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys comment on this video. Who do you guys think is going to be in the Hall of Fame? And this video, I'm going to do it a little differently. I want to tell all the players I want in the Hall of Fame, but for this year, who's eligible this year, but at the same time, it's going to take like 30 minutes. I think you guys know what I mean. I don't think you guys want to be bored and watch 30 minutes of me yapping on why these players should be in the Hall of Fame, and coaches too, and contributors as well. But I'm be talking about some snubs from past Hall of Fame years, and that should be in the Hall of Fame this year, right here, right now. On Saturday when the NFL honors are being presented, and they present the Pro Football class of 2016. So, yeah. But I think we all know Brett Favre is going to be on it, and I think Tony Dungy, Marvin Harrison, Terrell Owens are going to be on this Hall of Fame class as well. I think Brett Favre, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play this game, and with his second overall in the career touchdowns and passing yards, Peyton Manning just eclipsed him last year and this year for touchdowns and passing yards respectively. So, and all these Pro Bowl honors, 3-time MVP, straight MVPs. I think we all know. You guys can look him up. And I'm going to have a link in the description about NFL.com about all the eligible players being able to go in the Hall of Fame this year. And yeah, so that's all about Brett Favre. I'm not, if I talk too much about him, then I'm going to be making like a long video. So I don't think you guys want to hear me. So yeah, I'm going to go with Brett Favre for my first choice. Second choice, I'm going to go with Terrell Owens. I know Terrell Owens had his problems with teammates, with coaches, his own team, funny press conferences. Tony Romo, Dallas Cowboys, that's my quarterback. He cried, kinda. So that was cool. Funny, I guess. But he's helped 3 teams, become playoff contenders, and he helped the team go to the Super Bowl. The 49ers, the Eagles. He went to the Super Bowl with the Eagles, and he helped the Cowboys become, playoff contenders. And his statistics. I think second in receiving yards and third touchdown receptions behind Jerry Rice and Randy Moss. So, just that alone, I think he should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And, his accolades, 6 Pro Bowls, and second and third overall in receiving yards and touchdown receptions. I think just that alone, he should be first ballot Hall of Fame. But you never know. He did have a lot of problems with his fellow contemporaries, and that might hinder him from this year's Hall of Fame. And plus, the committee's not really nice to wide receivers. They don't really induct him first ballot like Jerry Rice and Steve Largent. If you're those 2 people, then yeah, you're good. But Marvin Harrison deserved it too. That's enough about Terrell Owens, and I'm going with Marvin Harrison now. Marvin Harrison got snubbed last year, in my opinion. This is one of the greatest wide receivers in NFL history. With Peyton Manning, we can all say, oh, he needed Peyton Manning, or oh, Peyton Manning needed Marvin Harrison. I don't like that comparison. I don't like the Joe Montana needed Jerry Rice, and Jerry Rice needed Joe Montana, or Steve Young needed Jerry Rice, and Jerry Rice needed Steve Young. I don't like that comparison, because when they played, they made each other great, and that's why they're in the Hall of Fame. So I hate people who pull that excuse off of why they're good. So I'm not going to do that with Marvin Harrison. I'm not going to do it with any player, but Marvin Harrison, Peyton Manning, I'm not going to do that with them. Marvin Harrison deserves to be in the Hall of Fame big time. He set the record for the most reception yards in 2002 with 143 catches. Now that's impressive. Antonio Brown last year, I think, had like 120 something, and that's kind of not close to the record that Marvin Harrison holds right now. So it'll be a while until that record gets broken by anyone. But I think it could be broken in a couple of years, because the NFL is now past Happy League now in the quarterback league. So I think it's a good time to try to break the record, and it'll be hard though. But I don't think anybody's gonna break it. So I think Marvin Harrison deserves to be in the Hall of Fame this year. I don't think we should be waiting for him to be in a Hall of Fame. And I have 2 wide receivers in this year's Hall of Fame. That's kind of unusual, but hey, I'm weird. I like to go with statistics. I like to go with people that I know, that I've gotten the pleasure to watch play football. So I'm going with Marvin Harrison for this year's Hall of Fame. And next up, I'm going to go with Terrell Davis. This guy's been snubbed for a while. Excuse me. And he was in the Hall of Fame. He left the NFL in 2001 because he had a lot of injuries. After his stellar seasons, and he got hurt a lot, and that's why he had to retire early. But at the same time, those 3 spectacular years from 1996 to 1998 are seasons any running back would love to have. 3 Pro Bowls, 3 All-Pros, 2-time Super Bowl champion, 2-time Offensive Player of the Year, League MVP, Super Bowl MVP, all-deck team for the 1990s, a 2,000 rushing yard season. That is really, really difficult. There's only been a handful of people that's done it. They're all great players, by the way. O.J. Simpson, Eric Dickerson, Adrian Peterson, Barry Sanders, and Chris Johnson. Those are all great running backs. And, Terrell Davis is part of the elite group of running backs that rush for 2,000 yards. And that alone should just get you in the Hall of Fame. And he also helped John Elway win his 2 Super Bowls in his final 2 years of his NFL career. And without Davis, I don't think Elway wins any Super Bowls. And Elway's going to be considered one of the great quarterbacks to never win a Super Bowl, like Dan Marino. And that's with the help of Terrell Davis. That's why he won 2 Super Bowls, and he was the Super Bowl MVP for the last game of his career. So John Elway, I think he should thank Terrell Davis for the rest of his life for doing that, for helping him with that. And he's the Denver Broncos all-time leader in rushing attempts, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns. His overall statistics are 7,607 rushing yards. He averaged 4.6 yards a carry and 60 rushing touchdowns. So, that's why his name was TD, man. And I'm just going to go through his individual years. 2008 rushing yards in 1998. 5.1 yards a carry in 1998. And these are just stellar seasons. And, I think any running back would wish they could have Terrell Davis's stats. But, it's not easy doing what he did, rushing 2,000 yards, being a 2-time Offensive Player of the Year, League MVP, man, and a 6th-round draft pick. Nobody believed in this guy when he got drafted in the 6th round by the Denver Broncos when he went to Georgia. And it's been long overdue. He should be in the Hall of Fame by now, and I don't know why. I think just because his career was short, but Gale Sayers' career was short as well. I think he had 5 stellar seasons, but he retired He retired early because he had a lot of injuries as well. But Terrell Davis, he did a lot. He did a lot for the Broncos and for the NFL, and he's been in the playoffs more. He's won 2 Super Bowls, and he's been a Super Bowl MVP and a league MVP. I could go on and go on about this, about Terrell Davis, why he should be in the Hall of Fame. And, I hope he gets in this year. I hope he doesn't have to wait. It's better late than never. If he gets inducted this year, I'd be happy. Really, really happy. He deserves it. But, it's up to the committee. I think they'll let him in this year. I have a really good feeling, and if he does, congratulations to him. But if not, I'll be a little disappointed in the committee not voting him in. So yeah, that's about Terrell Davis, and one of my big snubs. One of my big snubs about that's not in the Hall of Fame, and he will be really, really soon this year, hopefully. But I guess time will tell, and we'll have to wait until Saturday if he gets his name called, and I hope he does. So yeah, that's a little bit about Terrell Davis. And last but not least, probably my favorite guy. He's a contributor, character for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I don't know why I called him a character, but a figure, I should say. But former San Francisco 49er owner Eddie DeBartolo Jr. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame big time. No owner in the NFL, not even the Rooney family, not even Art Rooney the first, has won more Super Bowls than Eddie DeBartolo. He's won 5. 5, all right? And Art Rooney's won 4, in the 70s, but that's not 5. He's won more than him. And it was a dynasty. It was probably the 80 49ers are probably the best dynasty in NFL history. Well, I can't really say that. That's up for debate, but I'll probably do another video about which dynasty I think was the best dynasty in NFL history. But that I don't want to get too off topic. But Eddie DeBartolo deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He's really made the 49ers winners. A lot of his former players, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Jerry Rice, call him the best owner in NFL history. They call him Mr. D. And I think the big problem with Eddie DeBartolo is because he had that little scandal, and I think like in the late 90s with the governor of Louisiana about extortion or gambling or something crazy like that. I don't know. I read a little bit about it, and I watched a Football Life on him. And that kind of damaged his career, and that's probably the main reason why he sold the team not really sold the team, but he gave up ownership of the team to his sister Denise, and that's been a big mistake because he's given her and her husband John York have given the damn football operations to freaking Jed York, and the 49ers are freaking hell right now. I hope for optimism for Chip Kelly as our new head coach, but at the same time, Steve Mariucci got fired with the Yorks, and Jim Harbaugh got fired too by Jed York. So it's been hell ever since DeBartolo left. I hope he gets to be the owner again. I think that's what all 49er fans are wishing. If you're a 49er fan, you love Eddie DeBartolo, and we need to win Super Bowls again. We need to defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers for the most Super Bowls in franchise history. They have 6 and we only have 5, and the Cowboys have 5 too. So this has just been a big snub for me, and I hope he gets into the Hall of Fame this year. And yeah, that's pretty much it about Eddie DeBartolo. 5 Super Bowls. Treat his players, treat his coaches, treat his team well, and there's just the unity that they play like. They play like a family. If you watched those Niners, man, they were just fantastic. The 80s and 90s, man. Well, mostly all the 80s and a little bit of the 90s. The Cowboys were dominant in the 90s. But anyways, getting a little off topic. But I hope he gets in the Hall of Fame this year. I hope they really need to put him in the Hall of Fame this year. So that's what I'm hoping for. And yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm gonna probably cut the video off, and there's a little bit more. I'm gonna skip a little bit, just a little bit. There you go. And anyways, guys, I think that's it. That's it for you guys. My top guys in the Hall of Fame this year are Brett Favre, Terrell Owens, Terrell Davis. He got snubbed. He needs to get in now. Tony Dungy, Marvin Harrison. He got snubbed last year. Let him get in this year. And Eddie DeBartolo. He's been snubbed for a long time. He should be in. He should have been in like years ago. So hopefully they all get in the Hall of Fame. I wish the best of luck to all the Hall of Famers. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please comment on this video. I want to hear you guys. I want to hear encouragement. I want to see what you guys think, who should be in the Hall of Fame this year. And I'll put a link in the description about who's going to be in the Hall of Fame this year. And I'm sorry if the game is laggy right now. I don't know what's going on with theater mode. It's being a little wacky, but anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. And I'll probably catch you guys in another video. So see ya.